What if, overnight, every ocean on Earth vanished? Today, we're diving into the day the planet lost its lifeblood. It begins not with a bang, but with a whisper, a sudden, impossible stillness. All across the world, coastal cities wake up to a terrifying new reality. The waves are gone. The familiar roar of the surf has been replaced by an eerie, profound silence. People look out from their balconies, from their windows, and see not the familiar blue expanse, but a vast, gaping abyss, where the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian Oceans once churned. There is now only endless, muddy terrain stretching to a horizon that seems terrifyingly close. The planet's heart has stopped beating. The immediate effect is a global gasp of disbelief, followed by sheer panic. The world's economy grinds to a halt. Trillions of dollars in shipping, fishing, and tourism evaporate in an instant. But that's just the beginning of the nightmare. The oceans are not just big bodies of water. They are the planet's circulatory system and its primary climate regulator. Without them, the water cycle collapses. The familiar patterns of rain, clouds, and weather systems are thrown into chaos. Within days, the air grows thick and heavy. The newly exposed ocean floor, a graveyard of untold secrets and life, begins to bake under a relentless sun. Trillions of tons of salt, sediment, and decaying organic matter are now exposed to the atmosphere. Vicious, toxic dust storms begin to form, carrying salt and pollutants inland. This isn't just dust, it's a chemical cocktail that chokes the lungs, poisons freshwater sources, and coats everything in a corrosive white layer. The world's coastal regions, once prized for their beauty, become uninhabitable death zones. Meanwhile, the planet's thermostat is broken. The oceans absorb over 90% of the excess heat trapped by greenhouse gases. Without them, global temperatures skyrocket at a rate we can barely comprehend. The equator becomes an incinerator, a belt of unbearable heat where life is simply not possible. Those who can flee towards the poles, sparking the largest and most desperate mass migration in human history. Nations collapse, borders are erased, and the fight for the last few temperate zones begins. As the weeks turn into months, the world transforms into a desert planet. The lush greens of the Amazon, the sprawling forests of Siberia, they all begin to wither and die without the promise of rain. Food chains, intricately woven over millions of years, unravel with shocking speed. The loss of phytoplankton alone is a catastrophe. These microscopic marine organisms produce more than half of the planet's oxygen. As they vanish, the very air we breathe starts to thin. Every breath becomes a little harder, a little less satisfying. It's a slow, creeping suffocation on a planetary scale. Humanity, resilient and resourceful, fights back. We build massive, enclosed arcologies, desperate bubbles of life against the harsh snow world. We deploy advanced atmospheric processors, attempting to claw back moisture and oxygen from a dying sky. Scientists work around the clock, trying to engineer solutions, to find a way to terraform our own planet. But it's a race against an unstoppable clock. For every small victory, the dying Earth presents a dozen new challenges. The cracking, barren ground releases massive amounts of methane, further accelerating the heating. The planet's tectonic plates, once stabilized by the immense weight of the oceans, begin to shift and groan, triggering earthquakes and volcanic eruptions on an unprecedented scale. The sky, once a brilliant blue, is now a permanent, dusty orange haze. The sun is a pale, sickly orb seen through a veil of salt and pollution. The dream of rain is a distant memory, a story told to children who have never seen a cloud. The psychological toll is immense. Humanity is trapped on a dying rock, gazing up at a silent, empty sky, haunted by the memory of a blue world that was squandered. The art, the music, the literature of this new era is filled with a profound sense of loss, a yearning for the sound of waves crashing on a shore that no longer exists. In the final act of this tragedy, humanity turns its gaze inward and upward. Do we retreat into our subterranean shelters, becoming a species of moles, waiting for the surface to heal over millennia? Or do we look to the stars, pooling our last resources for a desperate, one-way trip to find a new home, a new blue marble? The choice itself is a testament to our stubborn spirit, our refusal to simply fade away. We are a species born of this world, shaped by its oceans, and now we face a future without them. The silence of the dry ocean beds is the ultimate testament to our fragility. It reminds us that our world is a delicate, interconnected system, a symphony of life where every player, no matter how large or small, has a vital role. The oceans were not just a feature of our planet, they were its soul. Without them, the Earth is just a rock, and we are just its ghosts. If the oceans were to disappear, does humanity disappear with them? In that silent, desolate world, haunted by the echoes of a vibrant past, what would you do? What would be the last memory you hold onto? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. For more stories that challenge our reality, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next journey into the unknown.